I'm Charlotte from Charlotte So Natural, and I want to welcome you to Wisdom Wednesday. That's a tongue twister. I am here in my sewing room again today, and I've been working on a couple of different projects, and I'm just finishing this quilt top here. This is as the pattern is, which is very fun. I'm trying to decide whether I want to make it larger and add borders, so while I'm thinking about it, I'm letting it hang here. But this is particularly fun. I started with a layer cake that is all woven stripes and plaids and different textures, and this is a cool technique. You start with a square and you layer two squares together, two layer cakes, and you sew all the way around the outside edge. Then you cut it on the diagonal twice and you press it open. So I think I talked about this in another Wisdom Wednesday, but this is really fun. So what I want you to notice is that the stripes are going different directions, which makes it a really interesting and dynamic design element when you look at the quilt overall. And I don't know if you can catch this on the video. If not, we'll do a kind of a close-up on here if we can. But you can see they're going different directions, which makes it very interesting. So a simple half-square triangle quilt, mainly the interest of the fabric and the directions of the stripes. So the other thing I wanted to point out, that you can use those same kind of elements with a stripe that you could use for setting a whole quilt. So if you were setting a quilt on a diagonal, this, and using a stripe, you could cut a large square. Let's say if we start with 12-inch finished blocks, so they're 12.5-inch right now, and you start with an 18 and I think it's an 18.5-inch square. You have a couple of options here. One, this is a 16.5-inch square that I have in my toolbox, but I need it to be 18.5. So I did another whole Wisdom Wednesday where I build a paper template that I just keep in my closet, and then I just put that down on my fabric, and I use another ruler to add however much I need to for that. So that's another Wisdom Wednesday we did. But I cut a large square, and I cut it on the in half twice diagonally, and you can see again that the stripes are going different directions. So if this was a floral print, that would be okay. You could just pick them up, and these would be your setting triangles, and you could just put them any way you wanted around the quilt. But in this case, I would kind of like the stripes to be going the same direction in the quilt. So I can easily do that by arranging that I have the lengthwise stripes going on the sides of the quilt, and then I have the up and down stripes going on the outside of the quilt. This is another triangle altogether, but you need a smaller triangle to fill in the ends. But right now we're just talking about these, and I think that that's just a really good thing to think about. There's a lot of neat stripes out on the market right now. Really dynamic finishing. We could use the awning tent stripes from Tulip Pink. We could use the really wiggly ones from Kaffe Fassett. We can do some regular ones that we find in the novelty fabrics. So anyway, just a fun thing to think about, and that's my wisdom today. Thanks.